All right, today we're going to learn 5 ways to wear our sari wrap skirts as a skirt. Some to add a little bit of style or personality to your skirt wardrobe. So gather one of your skirts to practice with me. I'm using an ankle length. You can do most of these with the minis, but I'll do a separate video for minis links at another time. So grab a skirt. You're going to put the long side facing you, and I like to use the ribbons or the ties to snug it tight. If I'm going to be around the house, sometimes I'll just do without the button loops or the buttonholes, but for today's purpose, I'm going to use the buttonhole. So I'm pulling that through nice and snug, and then I can twist the skirt to get the tie on the other side, right where I want it. So you can kind of twist along. I'm going to put it right on the edge here. And now for long skirts, I can just leave the ties long because they can hang down and they can hang all the way down to the bottom of the skirt and it's not an issue, tie a bow. But if it's a mini, I will go ahead and wrap the ties an extra time so that they don't hang below the length of the mini skirt. That's just one tip, but anyways, so I'm going to tie a little bow here, and we've got our regular wrap skirt, right? It's a great, fun way to wear the skirts. It's practical, it makes sense. I wear them like this often. I like it. But if you want to add a little bit of personality to it, or you want to show off your long layer and short layers at the same time, you can do a side bustle. So you're going to grab both edges of the short layer. Okay, so grab both edges, bundle it up, and you're kind of going to want to have a good grip here. So it's a little snug in the back, and twist maybe a little bit to the side. You're going to take those layers and do a loop. Now I have found that pulling up and down helps tighten this one, gets it really secure. Now you can use the ties here to secure this as well. Some people will double knot this. I feel like having 2 knots, it's a little too much material. So I'm going to take the ties here that I have and just kind of put the loop, or put one of the straps through this loop to kind of secure this a little bit tighter. Prevent it from sliding down, can pull it and then tie a knot on the top here. So that can help keep it secure. You can loop this twice, that's totally fine. It doesn't look bad, so there it is, looped twice. It just gives you kind of a bigger little knot there. But I kind of like it just looped once so they hang a little longer. And now you have the side bustle. So you've got the short layer, you've got a lot of view there, you can show it off, gives you some shape in the back. So you can kind of have a little booty wiggle there. Also, it shows off the fun long layer. So my long layer has a palouse, really fun. I might want to show that off. I think this style works great when you have coordinating layers, or when your layers are like totally opposite. So it's like you have 2 skirts in one. So it could go either way. So this is the nice little side bustle. It's very practical. You can sit without issues. You can still move freely, no worries. Now, same tie here. I'm not actually going to move the tie. I am going to twist the skirt so that the bustle is in the back, right above my rump. And then in the front, I'm going to pull down some of that ruching, okay, down to about my knees. I call this the mermaid. So the dresses and skirts out there that are fitted to the knee and then they flare at the bottom, right, a little mermaid style. So it's tied the same way. You do have some ruching here, so you can kind of play with it to make it look the way you want. I have a mirror here so I can kind of see a little ruching. That can be nice if you feel like you don't want it skin tight, or you can, like pin it up or fold it up the way that you feel most comfortable, but there are some options here. And it's high enough on your butt that you can still sit, right, without sitting on the knot. Because that is a little bit uncomfortable, but kind of a cute way to where it's still showing off that short layer and long layer together. This works really well because some of the skirts have like that cute design in the middle of their bottom layer. So this one has a little bit of one. It's not huge, but it has a little bit of that design there, and you can use this to show that off as well. So just kind of a fun way to play with the layers. Okay, so that's the 3rd way, right? I feel like that was number 3. The next option is what I am going to call the handkerchief. So for this one, I'm going to untie these knots here. Go back to my original skirt for just a second. Get this all sorted out. Bring that down. Okay, so tie it back so it's secure on the side here. And for this one, you're actually going to pull the short layer, but you're going to leave the one that's on the very top alone, and you're going to pull from the other side or the underneath. And you kind of want to pull it where the point of the part you're leaving down is on the side. So it's like pointing down, and I kind of call that a handkerchief. It looks like it's pointed down. And then you'll pull across the back to make it tight, and you're going to tie it up in the ties there. So you can pull all of it out if you want, so you have like a little bustle there. Okay, so I'm going to tie this up in the tie. So I undid my little bow. I still have a granny loop there. I am going to loop it around that part of the skirt, tie a little knot or loop there, and then I can tie a bow on the top if I want. I could just tie it in a knot completely, whatever. So I've pulled that layer all the way around. Look, I didn't get quite enough of it in there. So this happens to me sometimes when I do this particular style. So you have to kind of make sure that the point is down. So retying my little bow over here, pulled a little bit more of the skirt up to tie in my ties. There it is. I lost the tie for a second. So again, tied that up. So now I have a cute little handkerchief point. It's just another way to show off both layers of the skirt, but with a different style. So got my little handkerchief style, showing off that long layer. You've got a little bit of room here, so it's not as form-fitting. Some people might like that, some people might not, whatever you prefer. You can twist this one too, to have your point kind of depending on different body shapes or different skirt styles, whatever feels most comfortable to you. But I call this the handkerchief. And then we have one more style. So for these skirts I've been doing, you need a soft top layer. Like your short layer needs to be one of the materials that's thin, that you can scrunch up in a knot and it still hangs nicely, right? But some of our skirts have maybe thicker layers or firmer. They're not just, you can't just scrunch them up in a ball like that, right? They are just a little thicker. So for that, you tie your skirt as a regular skirt, but say you still want to show off that long layer. You just take the top of your short layer and gather it up, similar to how you would do if you were doing a side bustle, but I just call this the half bustle. So instead of tying it to itself, I just put it into the skirt tie here on the side. Tie a little bow or a knot or whatever you feel most comfortable with. So this one isn't as form-fitting in the back, so it's just the plain skirt look in the back. It's kind of like, oh, don't know what's happening in the back, but we're partying in the front, versus the mullet, which is, you know, business in the front, party in the back. So it's like a backwards mullet. You could call it the backwards mullet skirt. I'm gonna stick with this side, the one side bustle. But a great way, again, to show off that longer layer, pull up that short layer, wear your skirt a different way. So that's number 5. So we had the regular skirt, we had the side bustle, we had the mermaid, we had the handkerchief, and now we have the one side bustle. I hope you guys enjoy playing with your skirts, practice these different styles. Pop a pic in the comments if you want. Make sure to click to subscribe. I'm almost to 100 subscribers. So when I get to 100 subscribers, I will be doing a surprise special video with a gift to you guys. So hopefully you can tune in. So don't forget to click to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and go have fun with your Sari wrap skirts, because that's a wrap.